I don't think your Muppets hatred might be irretrievable. That seems like a lot of.
I just respect creators, and I feel like Walt Disney was around and made Mickey Mouse, and it's like it comes from his heart, and it's like then these things get taken over by capitalism, and it's like the crowning jewel on the toxicity is like didn't we change copyright law just because like it didn't make sense that Mickey Mouse could be owned by people? Like, it's like when does Darth Vader stop being Anakin Skywalker? You know, it's
speaking of Mickey Mouse, I was talking to Callie Kazoo because she wasn't here, but we were talking about animated figures. Was it about why they wear gloves? And she has the answer for that, of course, because she's an animation freak. All the characters back then, because it was black and white, all the characters were mostly just black, and so they put the white gloves on them so they weren't just black people. But that makes them look more like minstrels, because the minstrel performers all wore white gloves, too.
What was the fear with minstrel performers? They wanted their hands to read on stage. I mean,
I think so. They just weren't completely head to foot black. Like so they looked like.
You'd think before. So at that point, common sense kicked in. Like they're like, well, we want this to read. Remember when we were burning the cork and rubbing the? No one thought at that point. Nah, this seems evil.
I'm sure I'm still getting that a little bit wrong. Do you know?
It's a little bit boring.
Oh, you do. Get up here.
Get up here. If you want.
Male Callie Kazoo. What's your name, sir?
Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, is it Scooter? But you're from Boston?
No, it's
Scooter.
We literally had this conversation last time I was up here.
I'm an alcoholic. Wait, on stage? This show is an alcoholic. The show collectively is just a drunk uncle whose mind is turning to tapioca. All right, Scooter, what did we talk about? How's art school? Dad, I told you.
No, so again, not an animation expert, but it is just a simple thing for you for why their hands are white when most characters were black in an animated world. So if their
Can you
hand,
eat that mic a little bit, Scooter?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
If their hand crossed their body, you can still see their hand.
See, I feel like Callie put more of a racial spin on that.
Interesting.
Of course, she's not here to defend herself, so let's just all label her a racist.
I would have thought the reason why they wear gloves is because things that move when you're doing cell-based animation, they tend to be a different shade, different color. Like in Scooby-Doo when you're watching, I'm sure we talked about this last time, that this was my theory, is that, in Scooby-Doo, it's like, gee, I wonder where the secret door is. Because it's like on a different layer of acetate, and so it's like a slightly different color. That like things that are about to move in that shot, they tend to be a different shade. So I thought characters.
Yeah, I think back in those days though, there wasn't that they didn't do that.
When it was black and white,
animation.
It was just a simple.
Every frame was probably a new cell.
All right.
I don't know.
This has been I don't know nothing with old nothing.
I call this segment "We Almost Proved Mickey Mouse or Walt Disney Was a Racist."
Well, I'm sure he was. You know what the big question is? Would we have been like? There's
a thing at Disneyland because I used to work at Disneyland, and all the horses on the carousel in what's it called? The Ferrybook Land by not fantasy. Is it not Fantasyland? It's not Frontierland. by Sleeping Beauty's castle, you got the carousel there, and all the horses are white, supposedly because he thought that the kids would fight over the white horse. So he made all the horses white, which isn't necessarily racist, but it's of a certain time. Also, there was a rumor, and I really believe that I remember this. When you're walking down Main Street, in the old days, there was those little houses up there with like little miniature windows to make kind of forced perspective. There was a curtain up there with little mini swastikas on it. That was there.
All right, this is going to sound bad, but it's not what it looks like. There's a reason. It was a symbol for unity. Walt Disney was into Native American culture. And, by the way, the association of the color white and the color black, which are these like really extreme parts of the color wheel, whatever. Black isn't a color, whatever. I get confused. Scientifically, black isn't a color, and then you talk to painter people, and they're like, black is every color, black's none of the... I don't fucking get it. I hate it. The people that look at things make me angry. Learn to read. But the idea that the white horse would be more valuable to children, and then connecting that dot to race, That's also a racist thought, isn't it? Like maybe because we're not white. I'm dirty, gross, yellow, like jaundiced, like burnt sienna, whatever. I don't know what this color is. Douchebag. I don't know what this the Crayola box would be. I don't know.
I wonder if there's like another reason for the kids wanting the white horse. I'm not sure when Disneyland kind of came about, but maybe depending on like the prevalence.
55 or something like that.
Well, maybe like the prevalence of like the Lone Ranger in pop culture, and then they wanted the white horse, but they perceived that maybe kids wanting a white horse would have implications that other people would see, not knowing it was because everyone wanted to have silver.
There might have been a white horse in film, and like you've got Lone Ranger, or you've got maybe some animated film, or whatever. But I don't think you need to say that he was racist because of that. But his reasoning was he's like just make them all the same color so the kids aren't fighting, so everybody gets the same horse. But it's a white horse. he didn't make a bunch of black horses.
You look back in history, and there's certain representations that we characterize different decades, different generations, different historical figures. We look through this lens of detecting racism. What is racism? And like some people are like early champions of what we now consider to be human rights, and then some other people are early like cautionary tales, and then some people are like publicly on the right page because that's not even the popular point of view, but is like publicly what they should be, and they do the right thing publicly. But then these private things come to light that reveal that really in the fiber of their being they can't help but look at people that are different than them with some kind of downward gaze. And that might even been part of what their public face, that what we now call, that guy was a champion of blah 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 rights. It was like, yeah, but that guy thought that those people were animals. That guy thought that was a charity. I just saw. I was really really compelled by this Frank Sinatra documentary I just saw to find out.
Okay, we had a guy that wooed for hating Jews, and a guy that went for his personality.
I think he loves documentaries. Scooter, are you comfortable? Do you need anything?
I'm perfect.
Okay, all right.
Like a drink? You want a thing?
Would you like a cracker to be named after you, or?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, it's going to be easy, believe me. Scooter. I'm sorry. It also sounds like a sexual thing too.
But before we leave Disney,
she gave me a scooter.
Before you go on to Sinatra, now I do want to talk about the documentary. If you guys don't know this, if you go to Disneyland, which I love Disneyland, I love to go there. Go there in the morning, go get ice cream, and then run to Space Mountain. That's my tradition. But if you want a great photo moment, go. For those of you that don't know this, go to Frontierland. When you walk up Main Street, there's the hub, which is where all the world's the land spoke off of, and there's a statue of Walt with a Mickey Mouse in his left hand, and he's pointing down Main Street. And the future and beyond. And if you stand right at the edge or the entrance of Frontierland and you look back at it, what you see is Mickey's on the far side of Walt, and Walt is pointing, and Mickey's nose is right at his crotch, and it looks like Walt Disney's got a giant boner. And if you go there, although now they got the new rockets, that new rockets kind of obscures the background because it's so busy. It used to be white. Like totally white background Tomorrowland, and you get a perfect silhouette of that. Now it's a little bit broken up by the new rocket ride, but you'll go there and you will see like some savvy like Japanese kids like taking a picture and giggling like mad. It's very good.